All right, well, things are about to get a little bluesy in the Falls. This Friday marks the start of the Niagara Falls Blues Festival and their 5th year of music at the Falls. So you can see that we've got our blues glasses on. This is Dan Capilazzo, and he is the event organizer. So he's here to tell us a little bit more about the Blues Festival. So let's start with just the rundown. What can we expect to see when we go up to the Blues Festival?
Well, today there's a car cruise at 6 o'clock, which starts out the festivities and a kickoff party. The festival site is at the corner of Old Falls Boulevard and First Street. And it begins at 4 o'clock on Friday, goes to 11 o'clock, and we have acts, national acts. Mac Arnold is headlining Friday night, and then Saturday we roll into the Roots of the Blues, which is a program which begins with some of the things that started out in the genre. We have a drum team coming in, a jug band, and then the end of the night on Saturday, which is kind of our national headliners, is James Cotton, who's the first generation of Chicago blues harmonica players. The harmonica is actually our featured instrument for this year's festival. It's our 5th year. It's presented by Niagara Festival Entertainment Group. Our guru is Toby Rotella and his girl Friday, Sherry Kushner.
Now, you have to give me a rundown. Now, is it just music and information, or is there going to be food, activities?
It's a free event. There's going to be 30 vendors. There's a bike area for people who want to come on 2 wheels. And it has an educational component to it, but we also have, obviously, music is the main fare, and there'll be food, drink. Sunday's more of a family affair from 11 to 6. Come out, have some barbecue. There's some local blues and Southern Ontario blues acts, and it's going to be a great time.
Now, if you're a little square, maybe you haven't heard blues yet, tell us what the music itself is like.
Well, blues is probably one of the oldest American popular music forms next to jazz. It's kind of the, if you're familiar with rock and roll, which I think most of your listeners are, that's the foundation. The blues is the foundation of rock and roll. There's an old Muddy Waters song that said the blues had a baby and they called it rock and roll. And it's guitar-driven, harmonica-driven, drums, bass, and it's very energetic, and usually songs about the human condition, sometimes up, sometimes down, but it's a joyous music, and I think people have a great time when they come out.
All right, well, thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you.
And right